Tonight's G. It's an unusually warm evening for December. And it's late, as usual. I remember last year it was really warm up until just after Christmas. Christmas Day was incredibly warm. I remember the sun shone brightly. And everything was sharp and crystal clear on Christmas Day. I think we went for a walk with the kids up and down the street. It took about 10 minutes. Right. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, today I got a question, and I love questions. I got a question from a student. I love real questions from students, not just time-wasting questions or right back at you questions. But a question that shows the student is actually thinking about what it is that they're doing. And the question from the student was, how do I see education changing over the next 10 years? And 10 years is a fair slice of the pie. Interesting, because the student is 15, so I imagine that he is thinking about his next 10 years in the education system. And to see the way forward, you have to look back. You have to look back for patterns that are going to repeat themselves. And basically, there'll be as many changes in the next 10 years as there were in the last 10 years. Get it? Whoa, there's a van with a problem. I'll let you go. There you go. Don't thank me, it's perfectly okay. So, you get it. Zero zip nil mula niche. Nothing is going to change. The same way that nothing has ever changed. But imagine, if you will, for a second, the infinite possibilities. Imagine what schools really could do with the manpower, physical resources that they've got. Just imagine what they could do. The teacher would walk into the classroom would be pristine, clean, the desks would be there, the chairs would be comfortable. There might not even be desks, there might be couches, there might be giant bean bags, or I don't know, cushions on the floor if you want to sit on the floor, or whatever makes you feel comfortable. And the teacher will come in and they'll say, I don't know, okay Google or something, and they'll say, YouTube history, American Civil War projection, and 10 seconds later you'd have uniformed soldiers from the American Civil War rushing, powered by 3D internet projection through the middle of the classroom. Can you even imagine the thrill and the excitement, and the teacher will be able to pause it, and they'd be able to look at the characters and the uniforms, they'd be able to look at the strategies employed during the battle, and they'd have access to the data of, how many soldiers were fighting and where they were and what happened next and what happened before that, and you'd be immersed in an incredible paradigm with an unfiltered, unparalleled ability to present information in the most exciting way ever. It's just not going to happen, is it? It's just not going to happen. The teachers are not ready for it, the students are not ready for it, the administrators are not ready for it, the headmasters are not ready for it, the governments are not ready for it, the secretaries are not ready for it, the political parties are not ready for it, the parents are not ready for it, the students are dying for it. It's frustrating to watch things not happening. That should be happening. Schools are always the last thing to change. Don't you ever get the feeling that the students are so far ahead of the teachers that there's no point to teachers being there most of the time? I get that feeling sometimes. How can something so good turn out so bad? Make me so sad. Beats me. It's all part of the rabbit philosophy. If you've followed some of the previous talks, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The rabbits enjoy the status quo and don't really wish for anything to change, and anyone who gets out of line or upsets the system gets thrown to the wolves in all kinds of different ways. And the rabbits are happy with things they are. They've got their bonuses and credits. They've been bought and sold. All schools, turn everything over to the private sector, and watch everyone panic. Yeah, might not be a good idea. So, that's my response to that question. Sorry, nothing's going to change. You're still going to have to carry around that heavy bag, that heavy rucksack, stacked and packed full of books. That's going to give you a debilitating shoulder injury, or bend your spine out of shape. I thought computers and tablets and all those things were going to replace paper. So we didn't have to carry all that stuff around. That didn't work, did it? We just created more of everything. How did that happen? I just installed voice recognition software into the office computer system. Oh, what does that mean? Ah, whoa. What does that mean? Well, that means that I don't have to type things into the computer when I'm working with students. I can just call out commands to the Google system and it will perform operations and functions for me. I've been testing it over the last few days and the students are in awe. They've never seen anything like it. And they're talking to me and then suddenly I'll talk to the computer and the computer will throw up something related to what we're discussing and we can fact check and we can get extra images related to the discussion, and it's just a whole new dimension to the conversation and education paradigm. Let me give you an example. So we're having a discussion about population and overpopulation because it's drilled into pupils in school that you need to have less kids because there are too many people in the world as it is. And despite my... What is it with dogs in this part of the road? It's like every night there are dogs walking around there. All kinds of different dogs. I heard that some people drive here from Bratislava and they just dump their dogs, they just throw their dogs out of the vehicle and then drive back to Bratislava. Could you imagine anything more ridiculous? Probably. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, an example of how it works. So we were talking about overpopulation and I said, okay, well I think that I read somewhere that you could fit the entire population of the world into the state of Texas and not have people living on top of each other. It would basically be a similar situation to New York. Lots of people seem happy in New York, so you could fit the whole world into Texas. And so I just called up the information straight away and got an article on it and fact checked, and we continued with the conversation. How stunning is that? I wonder who the people are that designed these systems we're working. It's hard to understand why schools haven't implemented this stuff already. If I can do it, they can do it. Anyway, those are a few thoughts today.